The trailer looks like a lot of fun. Was the set as much fun?
I think we got the brief that this is a friendship film, so we have to make sure that the friendship shows and that there is friendship, and I think we really got into it.
We had a date. We had a date. All four of us had a date. It just started off on the right note.
I don't see any disadvantage.
Okay.
I can just completely, without any filter.
Is she anything like you would real life? Nothing like.
Hey, I can be very sincere and devoted when I want. Look at it, he's not rolling his eyes. Thanks, Rohit. We did the right thing. We just started having shots, and that was
Started
that was a
playing
good
Never
way.
Have I Ever.
Started playing Never Have I Ever.
Never
And
Have
that
I
was a great way to get into it, like in the deep end. Hi, this is Swara Bhasker,
Hi, I'm Shikha Talsania.
And hi, this is Pooja Chopra.
and you're watching us on Bollywood Hungama. One and only.
We did the same thing!
Guys, it's great to see all of you and so happy that we are doing this interview. The trailer looks like a lot of fun. Was the set as much fun, Swara?
Yes, absolutely. I think without doubt, everything that you see in the trailer,
Right.
in the film, the camaraderie between all of us was very much present. Off when the cameras weren't rolling also, I think we all really invested in. I think we got the brief that this is a friendship film, so we have to make sure that the friendship shows and that there is friendship, and I think we really got into it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it was very organic.
Okay.
It's from day one. I think we all, we had a date. We had a date. All four of us had a date. I think it just started off on the right note.
Okay.
And we didn't have to really work at it.
Right. What about you? Did this date work as well? Like,
Of course it did. I mean, we opened up so much. I don't remember opening up. We were practically strangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
oh,
We didn't know each
We didn't
other.
know.
and
We
then
had never met.
We had never met. We had just probably done a couple of workshops and then we went out on this date.
Yeah.
And couple of hours, and I think we knew everything about all four of us.
We did the right thing. We just started having shots, and that was
Started
that was a
playing
good
Never
way.
Have I Ever.
Started playing Never Have I Ever.
Right.
And that was a great way to get into it, like in the deep end.
Right. What's the biggest advantage of having a all-girls cast?
I don't see any disadvantage.
Okay.
I can just completely, without any filter. So, yeah. I think for me that's
I
the
think,
biggest advantage.
yeah, I agree with
You
you
can just be
completely.
completely
yourself, and I think there's a lot of understanding because the experiences that you're going through, sometimes you don't even have to
Similar.
say it. You just probably have to look at the other person and go, and they go, got you, coming up right now, don't worry about it. So there's a lot of unspoken conversation
Understanding, yeah.
and camaraderie, yeah.
Right.
I think there's a comfort level
Okay.
that's really. It's just there from the beginning somehow. There is it's a safe space in a way, like you don't have to be like, for me especially, I don't have to be worried, am I giving the wrong, am I somehow like giving the wrong vibe, or am I offending someone, or like, I feel like men have egos that have to be, male actors can have egos that you have to kind of tiptoe around. I didn't ever feel that problem.
Sometimes, not always.
Not always, but like, yeah.
It's just easier around women and girls.
Yeah, and I think that girls watch out for each other. Like, these guys would, like, if my costume was like, I'm a bit of a jhalla, so if my costume was like getting whatever, like, they'll come and fix it without, they're just like, they've got your back.
Right.
So that was really, that's the big takeaway for me.
Right. Till now we saw a lot of guys going to Goa having fun. Why has it taken so long for a movie with just girls going to Goa and having fun?
You should ask the makers.
Well, we went to the island, both of us and two other people, in Veeredi wedding. I think that not just girls going to Goa, but I think that, as you said, that we've had friendship films, we've had road trip films in mainstream. We've never had a road trip film with 4 housewives, married women from small B and C center towns, So I think that for me, that's the clutter breaker in this film, that it kind of put the people that, I mean, and it sounds a little dramatic when you say this, but the people who basically make our food, our mothers and our aunts and our sisters and whatever, like for a lot of India.
The domestic goddesses.
The domestic goddesses, the people who enable our lives, make our lives easier, enable our dreams and ambitions, and who we never turn to look at even once, and are like, hey, like, what's your idea? Do you want to take a break? Do you want to chill? Do you want to do something fun? Like, I haven't asked my mom if she wants to do something fun for the longest time. I haven't. So it just I think that we take these kind of women for granted so easily.
Right.
That it's beautiful that Kamal sir penned a story which is fun, which is unexpected, it's unpredictable, and put for women who would typically be written off as behenjis and would be stereotyped in films and made fun of. And now you see them and the cool side and the badass side and the really fun side of behenjis.
Right.
And I think that's the real clutter breaker.
And I think it's taken this much time because I think we were waiting for Kamal sir to write such a nuanced and emotional and a very sensitive film.
Right. Could you tell me a little bit about your characters? How different are all these women in the film?
We should start with you, Swara, since yours is...
Swara.
My character is the most, amongst all the 4 friends, she is she's the scaredy cat. She is the most dabbu doormat pushover of them. She's also very conservative and traditional. Not conservative, she's actually really traditional in the way she is. She's like those goody two shoes, over devoted, earnest girl. And she's basically she's been so devoted that she's just forgotten herself completely in the process. And like part of her track is how her friends help her. But it was very funny because like her whole life's greatest fear is कि मेरे पति नाराज ना हो जाएं, उन्हें गुस्सा क्या कहेंगे. So her pet line is इनसे पूछ लेते हैं, इन्हें बता देते हैं. And then, which was interesting for me because I think that I can't remember the last time I took permission from someone to do something. Maybe I should have, but so it was really, for me, it was lovely, it was challenging, but it was also really fulfilling to kind of play a character like this.
Is she anything like you in real life? Nothing like.
Hey, I can be very sincere and devoted when I want. Look at him, he's not rolling his eyes. Thanks, Rohit. He's like,
If you say so. Right.
No, she's definitely as earnest as Shivangi is.
Right, nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for the save.
Thank you. Neha's character that I play is, I think, isolation would be her top trait. She's isolated from her husband, her in-laws, her child. Even though they all live under the same roof, her child has, been sent away to a different city to study. And I think in all of this, very much like the other 3 in the film, she's very isolated from herself. And she doesn't, she has forgotten herself so much that she doesn't realize that she hasn't stood up for herself and come into her own for such a long time because of life and circumstances and all these responsibilities that we take on, that she's forgotten to check in with herself. And I think this trip is the one that, reminds her of who she is, what she has become, and where her power lies.
How interesting. Yeah.
And Sakina, I think
the firebrand.
Yeah, she is the firebrand, but actually she's putting on a garb because inside she's lonely, she has nowhere to go to. Her husband doesn't love her, so there's no love in her life. Her mother-in-law is mute, but keeps hitting her, beating her, and asking her to work. So her life is just barren. She doesn't have anyone apart from the 3 friends. She's completely invested in the family. She puts on this garb because otherwise they will push her even further down. So she has to put on this garb. Nothing like me, nothing like I have ever portrayed, because there's so many layers that Sakina had. And somewhere I think during the process of the shoot, I kind of drew parallels to my own mother's life and drew inspiration from her. Because Sakina keeps standing up for herself, but I think it's more fake. Because she doesn't take a stand, she doesn't leave her husband's house and she doesn't leave her husband's house and she doesn't go. She says, don't hit me, don't beat me, don't do this. But she's still in the house because she knows that she can't leave the house because there's nowhere to go. As opposed to my mother, she took the stand and she actually left her marital home with 2 of us kids, and she brought us up single-handedly. So I think somewhere during this process, I started, appreciating is a very, very tiny word. I'm not even able to get the proper terms of how indebted I felt, even more that how difficult it must have been for her way back in the 80s to take a stand like that. So for me, this has actually been an emotional journey, which these guys made fun. They got the fun out for me, but otherwise it's been an emotional journey for me. And like I've said, like I will always maintain that Sakina, part of Sakina will always be there with me. And she's just so deeply ingrained and rooted in me that I think I'll always carry her with me. So she's very, very special.
Nice.
And Meher,
I was going to say, please tell someone.
Meher is not here. We miss her. but she's also a very interesting character who kind of, she's very
She's the
Stable.
rebel.
She's got, and she brings a very different energy. She's a bit of an outsider to the group.
Okay.
In the sense that
Yeah.
her circumstances are the most different from the rest of us.
Okay.
And then she also acts as a bit of a catalyst in the film. So, and I think that Meher has a natural energy which is very
Grounded.
Stable.
no, but also very, like, there's a lot of presence, you know, that she has. And I think that she brought that very nicely into the role.
Okay.
Like, there's a gravitas and an energy that she has as an artist, as a performer, as a person. And I think that that got channeled very interestingly into the character she plays. Hi, this is Swara Bhasker,
Hi, I'm Shikha Talsania.
And hi, this is Pooja Chopra.
and you're watching us on Bollywood Hungama. One and only.
We did the same thing!